shattered plates on the floor, no slammed doors, no war, just quieter nights than before. And you're smiling less for sure. We still said love you on the phone, but it felt rehearsed, overthrown, like actors reading worn out lines in a play about better times. No lightning strike, no final scene, just space growing in between. We faded without a fight, no explosion, no goodbye, just dimmer hearts each night, like stars losing their light. You didn't leave, you slowly withdrew, and I didn't know what to do. We faded without a fight, and that's what hurts the most. I kept waiting for a reason, something loud enough to blame. But silence doesn't give you answers, it just changes the name. Your hands still fit inside of mine, but it didn't hold as tight. We were standing side by side, but already out of sight. I searched your eyes for what went wrong, but you were already gone. We faded without a fight, no villain, no clear crime, just love that lost its fire, one quiet spark at a time. I wish you had screamed or cried, at least then I'd know why. But we faded without a fight, and I never got to try. Maybe love doesn't always break, maybe sometimes it just aches until it's too tired to stay, and gently slips away. We faded without a fight, like smoke into the air, no final words to hold on to, just absence everywhere. If love might stand, I wish it'd shout. Instead I'm slowly burning out. We faded without a fight, and I'm still feeling it now. It's 2 a.m., your name still glows at the top of my screen. I typed the words I shouldn't write, delete what I don't mean. I miss you sits there in the dark, 3 words I can't defend. My thumb just hovers over send, then backspace once again. 3 little dots could change my night, but pride and pain still fight. Typing, but never sending. Conversations in my head, writing things I'm too afraid to let you actually read. I tell myself it's better to leave the silence standing, so I keep typing how I feel, but never sending. I scroll back to our older text, when hearts were easy to say. Now every word feels delicate, like it might push you away. I draft apologies for things I didn't even do, just in case it brings me closer to hearing back from you. I could break this quiet tonight, but what if you don't reply? Typing, but never sending. Building courage line by line. If love is really over, why are you still on my mind? I rewrite every sentence until the meaning's bending. I say everything I feel, but never sending. Maybe you wouldn't answer, maybe you just say hey. Maybe I'm afraid the truth will finally make you fade. So I keep you in this safe space, where hope is still pretending. Inside the words I almost send. Typing, but never sending, because silence hurts less than truth. If you don't see what I wrote, you can't refuse. I stare at your name until the night is almost ending. And once again I close my phone without sending. You said it like you always did, soft and sweet and small. Good night, sleep well, like nothing's wrong at all. No trembling in your voice, no shadow in your tone. Just another ordinary ending to a day we'd always known. If I had known what it would mean, I would have stayed awake. Your last goodnight didn't sound like goodbye. No warning light, no tears in your eyes. If I knew that was the final line, I'd replay it one more time. Your last goodnight still echoes in mine. The next morning felt too quiet. No message on my screen, no sunlight through the curtains could wake what used to be. I called, but it kept ringing like a song without an end. I didn't know that goodnight was the last thing you would send. You closed the door so gently, I never heard it lock. Your last goodnight felt softly like before, but somewhere in the silence you weren't mine anymore. If I had heard the truth inside and those words you let slip by, I never let you say the last goodnight. Was it already over when you kissed me through the phone? Were you already halfway to leaving me alone? I searched that moment nightly, trying to rewrite the way you said goodnight. Your last goodnight still lives inside my head, a simple word I didn't know would be your final thread. If love could turn back time, I'd hold you tighter that night. Before you whispered softly your last good night. Your sweater still hanging on the back of the chair. I don't move it, I pretend you're still there. Two cups on the kitchen table, I still pour them both by mistake. Habit doesn't know that my heart had to break. The room hasn't changed at all, but everything feels wrong. It's the space beside me that I can't ignore, an invisible memory standing by the door. I reach out in the night, but only touch the sheets. It's not the world that's colder, it's the space beside me. The bed feels twice as wide, but somehow less complete. Your side stays untouched like sacred empty sheets. I still leave the hallway light on like you'll come home late, even though I know love doesn't wait. Silence has a heavier sound when there's no one around. It's the space beside me that echoes every breath, a quiet kind of loneliness that feels like slow regret. I give but time just makes it clear that what used to be us is just me here. It's the space beside me where your warmth used to stay, an outline in the mattress that won't fade away. The hardest part of losing you isn't setting you free, it's learning how to live with the space beside me. Folded in a box beneath my winter clothes, faded ink and fragile dates from places no one knows. A movie we barely watched, your head against my chest, a train ride with no destination, just running from the rest. I told myself they're paper thin, but they still weigh a ton. I kept the ticket stubs from every place we went, like proofs that we were real, like evidence of us. You threw away the future, but I couldn't throw these out, so I kept the ticket stubs and all the feelings now. A concert where we sang off key, your laughter in the dark, a cafe by the riverside where you first stole my heart. The edges start to crumble, but I still know each date, as if holding on to paper could make you hesitate. They say to let go of the past, but I'm not moving that fast. I kept the ticket stubs from nights that felt like forever, from ordinary Tuesdays that we swore we'd share together. You packed your things in silence, left without a sound, but I kept the ticket stubs. Now they're all someday I'll open that box and feel a little less. Maybe the ink will finally fade like your name did from my chest. But not tonight, not yet. I kept the ticket stubs because they don't say goodbye. They don't explain the ending. They don't tell me why. They just remind me softly of who we used to be. I kept the ticket stubs since I couldn't keep you with me. You're still the same. I haven't changed a thing. I say your name out loud sometimes just to hear how it still rings. I tell you about my morning, about the traffic, about the rain, like you're sitting in the passenger seat, like nothing's really changed. You're not there to answer back, but I pretend you are. We don't talk anymore, but I still do. I tell the empty room what I'd say to you. You've moved on, I know it's true. Silence is your point of view. We don't talk anymore, but I still do. I update you in my head about the things you'd understand, like how I passed that cafe where you used to hold my hand. I laugh at something on TV and turn to where you'd be, forgetting for a second that it's only me. I'm having conversations with a ghost of yesterday. We don't talk anymore, but I still do. I whisper into pills like they're listening to. You don't ask how I've been. You don't say miss me, do you? We don't talk anymore, but I still do. Maybe one day I'll stop reaching for your name. Maybe silence won't feel like calling out in vain. But tonight I still tell you everything. We don't talk anymore, but I still do. I say goodnight to shadows like they answer me too. If letting go means losing every word we ever knew, then we don't talk anymore, but I still do. I didn't notice at first. It felt like any day. The sun came through the curtains in the usual gentle way. Your name crossed my mind, but it didn't stay too long. It didn't pull the air from me. It didn't feel that wrong. No dramatic goodbye to home, no final tear to fall. It was the day I stopped waiting for your message to light my phone. The day I let the silence finally be its own. I didn't make a promise, I didn't make a sound, but the day I stopped waiting, was the day I found a little piece of me again. I walked past our old street without slowing down. The cafe by the corner was just another town. I didn't check the doorway to see if you were there. For once my heart was steady, not reaching for the air. Healing didn't knock, it quietly walked in. It was the day I stopped waiting for you to change your mind. The day I stopped replaying every single sign. I thought I'd feel dramatic, like thunder in the sky. But the day I stopped waiting was soft, and that's why I knew it was real. Maybe love doesn't always end with shattered glass and flame. Maybe sometimes letting go is just not saying your name. I didn't stop loving you all at once or long. I just stopped standing still in the middle of the crowd. It was the day I stopped waiting for footsteps at my door. The day I chose my heartbeat over what we were before. I still remember loving you, but it doesn't bring me down. The day I stopped waiting was the day I began again. I didn't notice at first. I didn't notice at first. I didn't notice at first. You never heard the way my heartbeat changed your name. I hid it in small glances, afraid to fan the flame. I stood a little closer when you talked about your dreams, pretending I was steady while tearing at the seams. I memorized your laughter, but never let you see. I loved you in silence, in spaces in between, in pauses of a sentence, in what I didn't mean. You never saw the storm behind the calm compliance. I held the world inside my chest, wandering eyes. I nodded like a stranger while swallowing goodbyes. I almost said it once under pale December skies, but fear has gentle hands that close before you try. So I folded every feeling into something small. I loved you in silence, like footsteps in the snow, leaving fragile evidence that only I would know. No confession, no defiance, no brave romantic scene, just a quiet kind of breaking you've never seen. You in silence, with all I couldn't show in late night conversations. You'll never know. No echoes, no plots, no bold or shining brilliance, just a heart that chose to stay in silence. We never crossed the line, but we stood so very close, balancing on maybes, on words we never chose. Your hand brushed against mine, then quickly pulled away, like we both felt the spark, but didn't let it stay. We lived inside the tension of what could have been. You were my almost, my what if in disguise, the almost kiss at midnight, the truth behind our eyes. Not quite lovers, not just friends, somewhere in between. You were my almost, the closest I've ever been. We talked about forever, like it wasn't meant for us, choking through the silence that was louder than our trust. Every time you looked at me, like you might confess, something in you hesitated, and something in me said yes. But timing has a cruel way of closing doors halfway. You were my almost, a chapter never read, the words that stayed unspoken, the tears we never shed. We walked away so gently, like nothing really changed. But you were my almost, and that still feels strange. Maybe in another life we would have been brave. Maybe in another world love wouldn't feel this fake. But here we are, two people who felt it, and let it fade. You were my almost, my nearly, my could have been, the love that never started, yet somehow still did end. I've had goodbyes before, but none this incomplete. You were my almost, and that's what makes it bittersweet. If we met again on some unfamiliar street, would you recognize the rhythm of my feet? Would your eyes still pause the way they used to do? Or would I just be someone you once vaguely knew? Would time rewind the distance, or keep it in between? If we met again, would we pretend we never broke apart? Would we shake hands politely while hiding shattered hearts? Would we talk about the weather like strangers in the rain? Or would love remember if we met again? If we met again in a crowded cafe line, would your fingers twitch like they used to search for mine? Would we laugh too loud at things we don't mean? Two actors in a scene from a life we've already seen. Would courage finally find us, or leave us just the same if we met again? Would we be brave enough to try once more? Or would we guard our hearts like we did before? Would we finally say all the words we couldn't then, or let them drift away if we met again? Maybe we just smile are beautiful because the end. If we met again, I'd want no regrets, no unsolved confessions, no lingering debts. I don't know if I'd reach or simply wave an end, but I'd still feel everything if we met again. You left when I fell too deep. always chasing dreams. You love the sound of freedom more than the way I loved your heartbeat. I stayed through every storm. You moved with every breeze. I gave you more than I should have. You gave what came with ease. And now I see it clearly in every tear I've cried. Maybe I loved you more, that's why it hurts this way. Maybe I gave too much while you were walking away. You had your heart half open, I had mine on the floor. Maybe you didn't love me less. Maybe I just loved you more. I held your silence close, like it meant something true. I mistook you quiet leaving for needing time to choose. I built my world around your name. You just passed through mine. I was writing vows in whispers while you rehearsed goodbye lines. I gave you my tomorrows. You gave me your yesterday. Maybe I loved you more, and that's the cruel design. Maybe I saw forever while you just saw the time. You loved up till it got helly, then you closed the door. Maybe you didn't mean to break me. Maybe I just loved you Love's not measured by who stays, but it still feels like a score. You moved on in quiet grace. I'm still here wanting more. Maybe I loved you more, enough for both of us, enough to keep believing, even when I shouldn't trust. And maybe that's the reason I'm still lying on this floor. It wasn't that you loved me less, it's that I loved you I remember the light in your eyes before it dimmed with time, before the distance grew between your heart and mine. You laughed at the silliest things, held my hand without fear, and now it feels like I loved a ghost, not the person standing here. I'm not angry, just sad, for the soul I used to know. I miss who you used to be, the version that belonged before the walls, before the lies, before you stop trying to see. I miss who you used to be, the light that used to shine. Now all that's left is someone I can no longer call mine. Your voice has grown distant, your touch doesn't feel the same. Even when you smile at me, I feel the ghost of change. I'm one what never fully left, and what I can't regain. The love I held so tightly feels lost within the pain. It's a memory dressed in flesh, a familiar face that feels so fresh, yet so far away. I miss who you used to be, the warmth that used to stay before the silence took your words, before our hearts went gray. I miss who you used to be, even if it's just in dreams, because loving who you are now feels harder than it seems. I know people change with time, I know hearts bend and sway, but I can't help me sing the you I knew that day. I miss all you used to be, the love that felt so true. Even though I still love you now, I'm missing parts of you. The person I fell for is a ghost I can't hold tight. I miss who you used to be, and I ache for that light. We walked together, but never really touched. We talked in circles, but never said enough. Every glance was cautious, every smile restrained. We stayed so close to love, but never truly gained. It's hard to grieve when nothing was fully real, nothing actually happened. Yet I feel the pen, a story left unfinished, a heart caught in the rain. No fights, no tears, no goodbye, just silence where love should be. Nothing actually happened, but it's haunting me. We almost kissed in the dark, almost held hands in the rain, almost made promises, almost shared the pain. And now the spaces echo where we should could have been. Love never started properly, yet it still left a sting. I ache for a heartbreak that didn't exist. Nothing actually happened, yet I'm breaking inside. A ghost of what could have been that I never got to find. No words, no closings, no clear end, just emptiness and longing. Nothing actually happened, but my heart keeps mourning. Maybe some love stories are just shadows on walls. You feel them, but they never fall. Maybe that's the cruelest part, to ache for something that was never even ours. Nothing actually happened, yet I can't let it go. The almost, the maybes are quiet at the toe. No closure, no reason, no real goodbye. Nothing actually happened, but it still makes me cry. I waited by the doorway for words that never came. Your silence filled the space and left me with the blame. I replay every goodbye that never got to be said. The questions hang above me, the things I left unsaid. Closure doesn't knock, it doesn't send a sign. I didn't get closure, no reason, no last word, just echoes in the hallway where your voice should have stirred. I wanted one final moment, one answer, one embrace. I didn't get closure, only emptiness in its place. I imagine conversations that could have eased the pain, but reality stayed silent, and I'm the one who remains. I hold the unanswered questions like stones inside my chest. They weigh more than anything, they never let me rest. The past keeps talking while the present stands still. I didn't get closure, no letters, no calls, just your absence lingering. The heaviest of all, I wanted to understand why we fell apart. I didn't get closure, in a photo I shouldn't have scrolled. The smile I once loved so much now belongs to someone else's hold. Your eyes no longer search for me, your hand no longer fits mine. The world moved on without me, and I'm stuck in the rewind. It's not anger I feel, just the quiet sting of truth. You look happier without me, and it cuts through like glass. And wonder if you ever think of all the love that didn't last. I'm learning to let it be, but it hurts, I can't lie. You look happier without me, while I'm still asking why. I remember nights we stayed awake, dreaming of forever plans. Now I scroll past your world, empty-handed, empty hands. I hope they treat you gently, I hope they hold you tight. But selfishly I wish I was there to make your heart feel right. I can't rewrite the story, writing this song. Maybe I'll smile one day when your name no longer burns. Maybe the heart learns slowly. Want me, I step alone. Happier without me, but someday I'll be free. I saw you laughing today. I saw you laughing today. I saw you watched you drift away without a word to call you back. I held my tongue too tightly, letting silence fill the cracks. I thought pride was courage, a shield I could depend, but it only kept me hostage to the love I couldn't defend. I wish I'd spoken sooner, before the distance grew. My pride kept me silent when I should have said your name. I let the moments pass, and now nothing feels the same. I stayed quiet for too long, hoping you'd understand, but my pride kept me silent, and I lost you in my hands. I remember the nights I rehearsed what I'd say, every word carefully measured and twitched quietly away. You waited for my courage, I waited for the time, and in that space between us you left without a sign. I could have built a bridge, but I burned it instead. My pride kept me silent while my heart screamed inside. I let the fear of rejection become the reason I cried. I stayed quiet for too long, and now I face the truth. My pride kept me silent, and I lost the only you. Pride is a heavy weight, carried in every breath. I loved you quietly, and I mourned widespread. My pride kept me silent, but the echo still remains. A love unspoken, a heart unclaimed, a memory that still pains. I'll remember what I lost and learn what it means. My pride kept me silent, and I'm haunted by what could have been. It's late at night, my phone lights up, not yours, just empty feeds. But I scroll anyway, hoping to find the traces of our deeds. A photo, a post, a comment, anything to feel you near. Even though I know deep down you're living without me here. It's a habit I can't shake, a whisper I can't ignore. I still check your page, Even though I shouldn't look, I trace the smile you wear, the life that doesn't need my hook. I know it's unhealthy, I know I should let it be, but I still check your page, because it keeps a part of you with me. Every caption feels like letters I'll never get to read. Every tagged friend reminds me of the life you didn't need. I wish I could move on, delete the screen, walk away, but the habit holds me gently in the shadows of yesterday. It's a quiet kind of mourning, a grief I can't voice. I still check your page, even if it brings me pain. I linger in the memories like rain that falls in vain. I know it's just a window, but it's all that's left of you. I still check your page, though I know it won't make it new. Maybe one day I'll close it, step out into the light. Maybe one day the egg will finally take its flight. But tonight I scroll again, tracing echoes of our past, hoping one more bruise will make the pain not last. I still check your page, a ritual I can't undo, a shadow of our love that I cling to through and through. Even as I try to heal, even as I try to be brave, I still check your page. And I'm the same. In my mind we never fought, we never said goodbye. We danced in golden sunlight, our hearts never shed. You laughed at every word I said, held my hand through storms. The world outside disappears. In my head, love transforms, but reality is colder and doesn't bend to my dreams. The version of us in my head is better than the truth. No distance, no regrets, just me and you. I visit that world nightly, is where you still hold my heart. I picture coffee mornings, laughter spilling like rain, no unanswered questions, no lingering pain. Your eyes meet mine gently, no hesitation, no fear. In this private universe, I still feel you near. Reality intrudes quietly, but I push it away. The version of us in my head is perfect, untouched, true. No shadows in our kisses, no fading hue. I can't bring it to the world, it's mine to hold alone. The version of us in my head is the only home I know. Maybe someday I'll see that love is only here, not in your hands, not in your heart, but in the world I make appear. The version of us in my head keeps me warm at night, even when I face the cold of your absent light. It's not real, I know, but it's where I still pretend. The version of us in my head never has to end. The mornings don't feel empty, not completely, not yet. I take the smallest steps through memories I can't forget. Coffee tastes a little sweeter, the sky a softer blue. Each breath I take reminds me that I'm still alive too. It's not a sudden healing, just tiny pieces of repair. Healing in small steps, one heartbeat at a time. Learning to let go slowly of what was never truly mine. I stumble, I fall, but I rise again somehow. Healing in small steps, I'm finding me now. I pass by the places we loved and don't look back. The laughter lingers faintly, but I no longer crack. I write in quiet journals, letters I'll never send. They remind me gently that broken hearts can mend. Every tear becomes a lesson. Every sigh a guide, healing in small steps, like whispers of the past. I find strength in silence, in moments meant to last. I stumble, I fall, but I rise again somehow. Healing in small steps. I'm learning to pain is still with me, but it softens with the days. I'll never forget you fully, but I'm finding my own ways. Healing in small steps, each one a quiet victory. I carry the love I lost and turn it into memory. I stumble, I fall, but I rise again somehow. Healing in small steps, and alive, and I'm proud. Healing in small The mornings don't feel empty. I walk past your doorway one last time today. No words were spoken, no dramatic display. The wind carried nothing, no echoes of our fight, just the fading memory of love lost to the night. I thought I'd cry rivers, but my heart has learned to bend. Goodbye without tears, no sobs, no screams, no pain, just a quiet letting go, like sunlight after rain. I loved, I lost, I learned, and now I set you free. Goodbye without tears, I still carry you gently with me. The photos in the album will stay where they belong. I won't erase the moments, but I won't linger long. Your laughter, your shadow, your touch that once burned bright, all of it now whispers in the softest fading light. doesn't mean forgetting, it just means peace begins. Goodbye without tears, no shouting at the sky, no bitter words to linger, no asking why. I held you in my heart even when you let me go. Goodbye without tears, it's the way love should maybe one day